Hello, my name is Sifu Rudy Curry Jr. I'm from the Baisley, South Jamaica Internal Martial Arts Association, and I have here one of my instructors also, Sifu Melvin. We're an organization that teaches Chinese internal martial arts. I have other instructors, Sifu Novell G. Bell, who's a well-known martial artist on the East Coast, Sifu Shabazz X, a security specialist, and Junior Sifu Jefferson Vergara. Today we're going to explain what Tai Chi Chuan is. You may have seen Chinese people out in the parks in the mornings doing slow motion exercises, practicing early in the morning, and you may wonder what those people are doing. And what they're doing is what you just saw me doing when the show began. There are many styles of Tai Chi. That particular version I did just now was a version, what they call the short form of the Yang style. Tai Chi is a martial art that goes back a couple of hundred years in China, and it was designed as a self-defense system originally, and as time went on, it became more of a health system. The word Tai Chi means supreme ultimate, and Tai Chi Chuan stands for Supreme Ultimate Fist. You've seen the yin-yang diagram before, and the yin-yang diagram is what the Chinese Taoists would consider sort of like a map explaining the way things operate in the universe. It represents the positive and negative forces. You may see a very small one here, but everyone, I'm sure, has seen the yin-yang two fish diagrams with the dot. And Tai Chi is an exercise that sort of personifies the interplay of the positive and negative forces in the universe within your body, where you learn, instead of making extreme hard motions that snap and torque your joints, Tai Chi aims to exercise your muscles slowly with short twisting circular motions, utilizing your balance and mental control as opposed to physical power. The form is designed to relax you. That's the main thing to learn in Tai Chi, is how to relax. In the West, we carry around a lot of stress, and this stress has a negative effect on our health. Tai Chi is known for clearing up many health ailments, and a lot of people with blood pressure have been taken off of their medications. Arthritis can be reversed, carpal tunnel syndrome, and a lot of other ailments we consider to be chronic normal functional disorders can be alleviated, and in a lot of cases eliminated within 6 to 9 months of training, depending on how far advanced you were in the stage. I started the organization so that we can promote this in our minority communities, because this is vital information, being that the health of the general public is basically deteriorating. And today what we're going to do is just explain a little bit about the Tai Chi and how it can be used as self-defense or health art. So I have Sifu Melvin here also. He has experience. He can give you a few of his words on his experience with the Tai Chi, and then we'll give you a short demonstration of what Tai Chi is all about. And by the way, the word Sifu is just a Chinese title. It means teacher or father, the leader of a school. You may have heard the term sensei in the Japanese karate martial arts.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Melvin. Primarily involuntary motions such as breathing, sleeping. Tai Chi coincides with those type of movements so that you can flow naturally. You don't even have to think about it. It should be a reflex, as like water flowing. So primarily, it's like when you're thinking, the thoughts just come to you. Primarily, Tai Chi is everything that's natural. It's nature. As opposed to learned behavior, something you have to think about, it should come right to you, intuitive. For instance, things you were taught when you were young, you primarily don't remember exactly when you were taught it, but it just goes a part of your being. Tai Chi tends to blend with that sort of thing. The basic component in Tai Chi is health and relaxation. These things are our inalienable rights, what we should have from beginning, but primarily as you get older and older, bad posture, eating habits, you go counterproductive. You don't walk straight anymore. Primarily, you may remember your grandmother telling you to stand up straight all the time. Well, Tai Chi emphasizes straight alignment with the spine. the energy flowing from top of the head to the bottom of the feet, primarily the same way that the blood flows and the breathing flows. All things in nature, as the planets turn, Tai Chi acts with that as well. Everything in nature that you see up top, you see underneath as well. Tai Chi we've been doing for 2 decades now, and primarily it arrests the ages process as well. It's so many things that it can enhance in your life. Whatever it is that you do, Tai Chi can benefit from it. What I see in the future, everyone doing Tai Chi as opposed to aerobics or karate or any type of exercise that has a counterproductive as far as health is concerned. Primarily, they say before you can defend yourself, first you have to learn how to be healthy. Primarily, self-defense, in essence, is really not about hurting the opponent. It's about helping the opponent. Primarily, what we preserve life, we don't take it away. So Tai Chi is for longevity, so you can live longer, be healthier.
Yes, as far as the self-defense part of Tai Chi goes, as you know, this is a very, very flowing system. It teaches you how to go with the flow of things, and as you learn how to relax, the same way you apply this relaxation in the form and in the self-defense is how you apply it in your day-to-day situations. You know, most people who do Tai Chi have a tendency to be a little bit less stressed than normal people, so they, you know, people push you on the train or your boss hollering at you, you don't have to come home like this. This is where heart attacks and strokes come from, ultimately. So you learn to be carefree and free-flowing. So we don't have too much time, so what I'm going to do is illustrate a little bit of how Tai Chi would be used for self-defense. Now, Tai Chi is an energy art and a sensitivity art. It's totally opposite of most martial arts you see. And before you learn to fight with Tai Chi, you would learn a thing called sensing hands or pushing hands, which is a gentle exercise of 2 people who would be taking a stance. And basically, in the beginning, you would just move your hands back and forth, but we're not resisting one another. It's fighting. What it is we're trying to merge with one another so that you develop the ability to go with the flow of an opponent's movement, so that even if he comes in hard and fast, you able to sense his movement and get out of his way without ruffling yourself too much. So after you learn that, then you go to a more advanced stage where you would be using 2 hands. And the 2-hand, this is one version. There's several versions of these exercises. You'll notice we shift our weight back and forth, and we're constantly turning. These movements are used for self-defense also. These would be simulated strikes, for instance. Like, say this was coming in, this could be an arm grab. Or say, for instance, if he was coming to catch the arm in Tai Chi, we learn to yield, go with the flow. So when somebody's trying to grab or hold you, instead of you resisting, like, say if he grabs me now, right, and I put up resistance, it's hard to get rid of him. But if I just relax and he holds me, all you have to do is turn. See, I can grip him, and it's using the lower part of the body and the circular movement. All he does is turn, and you can struggle all you want. Now, also, every move has a counter, so in order to hold somebody, or say if you're a cop and you don't want to beat the crap out of the person you're arresting, you would just hold the person gently. And if they were trying to escape, if you try to get it, you just go with the flow of their movement. You try. See, wherever he moves, I follow him so that I can still maintain that gentle grip on the opponent without having to rustle and beat him down, because you could get a lawsuit like that too. Now, for instance, also for self-defense, you might say, well, all right, so you showed us the sensitivity exercise, but how would you use this kind of move in a self-defense? So maybe, say, for instance, I was going to go grab him or something. See the first move of the form? You're raising the hands and grabbing. The second move, as you notice, this is part of the health benefit. We're constantly, Tai Chi, after you loosen up, you're turning your waist, you're shifting your weight down. It's a lot of work on your legs in the beginning. Moving slow is a lot tougher than moving quickly. You become light and more cat-like, graceful like when you were a kid. And that builds up an extra type, stronger strength than you get from just upper body mechanics. So the basic idea, say for instance, if he was coming in the first move, see you getting out of the way. That's the first thing you want to do, self-defense. So I'm not worried about smashing or opposing him. Now, the offensive part in Tai Chi is hidden. So if he was attacking, actually what would be happening here is that could be an arm break. That's in the first move of the form. Or if it was this hand, see, these could be takedowns. See, the leg goes out. That could be a trip. And then to develop that in fighting, there's another exercise that you may see sometime. It's called freestyle push hands, where two people are pushing. Like if I was using too much force, you explain the rule, but like say for instance, I was trying to push him. He would go with my force to take me as opposed to resisting. Like if he was resisting, then whoever's stronger is gonna win. But if he doesn't resist,
and use the waist in order to turn the opponent, put the energy down into the ground. We don't want to use force against force here, because then the stronger opponent will win. Tai Chi is concerned with technique. A child or a woman would be excellent at it if she learned how to center herself. We don't use any energy, we use the opponent's energy.
yeah, and then when you get, it's not uncommon in Chinatown sometimes, you can see a guy 70 or 80 years old, maybe any size, and they're able to toss people around like rag dolls. That's not the goal, but that's a side effect that you get. So normally what happens is it's very fine degrees of refinement. So basically, you learn different types of push hand exercises, and then it would depend on who has the most sensitivity and balance to determine who would get pushed or shoved. So since I was the instructor, I'm a little more advanced, but he's pretty good too. So this is just an illustration for you, so you see what you'd be doing. See, it's a lot of exercise waist, and then you develop your root, so it's not easy to really push anybody. So you have to use the proper technique. See, use the lower half of the body. So then after a while, also you develop the ability to neutralize. So when you do get hit, it's like the rope-a-dope, like you punch, you learn how to go with the punches. And so, yeah, see, that's what they mean by the instant response. So that's just a little bit of illustration of how Tai Chi would be used in the self-defense. You have any thing to add?
Beyond the self-defense aspects, the health aspects, the frame of mind, the thinking has a lot to do with it. Also, non-aggressive thoughts, primarily they say positive thinking as opposed to negative thinking has a direct relation on your health aspects. A lot of scientists are coming up with. Tai Chi primarily has your mind open. So an open mind as opposed to a closed mind is more versatile. You can breathe, your joints can breathe better. Stagnancy by negative thinking has a direct effect on the body, locking it up. So primarily people that are open-minded are more likely to go with the flow, as opposed to a person with a closed mind, they're really rigid. So it's easy to find them, and consequently, we didn't mention with Tai Chi strikes, if we happen to strike, an internal strike goes right through you. So you want to be loose inside so you can go with the flow. If not, if you're rigid, you can easily break. It's like breaking a brick. It's so hard, it's easy. You go inside out. It explodes from the inside out. So,
yeah, for instance, a lot of people too, you may have seen sometime a demonstration of what they call a one-edge punch, and you've seen me doing the distant pushing. But see, sometimes you get in a tussle or a grappling situation, and in Tai Chi, see, I really don't have to hit a person. You can be right here and still generate enough force to throw somebody very easily. So if you're in a fight and you're really coming from way back there, you can imagine how much power you can generate. Also from relaxation, you generate more speed than if you're like, all this kind of thing robs your energy. And the whole thing of Tai Chi is to conserve your energy and help preserve you for longevity. And there are also other styles of Tai Chi The original style of Tai Chi was a little bit more physical. What we do today has evolved from a style that was more with low down postures, circular coiling moves.
Chen
And
style.
this is comes from what they call the Chen style. This style was a military style basically, and a guy by the name of Yang Lu Chan had studied with them, but when he came out, according to some of the histories, he wanted to water the moves down because he didn't want to teach it to the Manchus. The Tai Chi was a high-level martial art, and even though a lot of people don't use it for fighting now, these styles were taught to the military in China at one time. And he took out some of the moves, but like I said, the moves are mostly hidden. They're still there. And even a small person, women have an advantage with Tai Chi because they're already pretty relaxed. And if you study with the right teacher, you can learn the essence of the self-defense part. And as far as the health benefits go, like I said, within 6 to 9 months, back problems can be cleared up. I tell you from my experience, I've been teaching for 15 years. I've seen people who've had years of pain with herniated disc, whiplash, car accident victims, people who walking on canes, get rid of their canes, all different age groups. Blood pressure medication, we started a research. I teach the New York State parole officers also, and we've had several people get taken off of their high blood pressure medication after being on it for 5 or 10 years. Arthritic conditions clear up. I've even had people get taken off of their insulin. And like I said, I'm not making any claims. This is not something I told them to do. This was done by their doctors. And like I said, in our communities, this information is really not too well known. And what the purpose of the organization is to hopefully spread this out to our communities and let them know that we have teachers, because the price of this stuff is kind of exorbitant in the city, and there are not too many teachers out there really teaching. And like I said, if you happen to live around Chinese community, you can just go out into the park, and a lot of them will befriend you and teach you. Sometimes you'll see a guy, he might look like he's around 40 years old. That guy's around 70 or 80, and he can whoop you behind too. But like I said, the Tai Chi is an art, and you may see different versions of the form, but you have to be careful because there are a lot of also people out there teaching who are teaching it just the physical movements. But Tai Chi is based on body mechanics, and there's certain structures you maintain. Like when you start, a lot of times, like Melvin mentioned about bad posture, a lot of people, you would see people maybe doing stuff like this, or maybe stiff back leaning postures. You got to be careful, because if you see the form, you'll notice I maintain a straight body. I be careful with my stances, because most people who study Tai Chi don't learn the proper way, and things they can damage the joints and ligaments. So we try to keep everything in perspective. Now at the end, what I'm going to do is I'll be doing the Tai Chi form one more time, so I'll kind of show you like different versions of it. So when you go around the park, you'll see things you might look at. But notice the body mechanics, the straight posture, the relaxation, and the flow of the movements. No shoulder tension, no head misalignment. You try to keep your spirit up when you practice. It's not just a dance exercise like ballet where you float through the air. So hopefully you can contact me at the number that you'll see in the credits at the end, and I'll do a few more minutes of the form for you.